Good morning. This is Elaine Dotson bringing you another card today. I created this card. I thought it was really cute. It's using the Spirited Snowman again, and I'm using this image and this image right here. I stamped him with Memento black ink and then fussy cut him out because there's no dies to go with this. And then I used, for the tree, I used this farmhouse Christmas tree right here, and I stamped it with Versamark ink, and then I used gold embossing powder on this and white on this, and I stamped it on soft suede cardstock. This is Whisper White. And then I cut it out, the tree, with these dies that go with the farmhouse you can buy, and I use this tree right here. And then on the inside, so you know what stamp sets I used, I stamped this sentiment. I got it from the Snowflake Sentiments stamp set. And the Merry Christmas came from the Star of Light right here. And these little swirlies came from the Merry Christmas to All stamp set. I know it's quite a few stamp sets, but I was looking for something specific, and that's what I came up with. And then these dies right here came from the Layering Oval Framelits dies, and I used this one on the Whisper White and this one on the Tranquil Tide. Okay, so the card, here's all my pieces. I have everything ready except I didn't color our snowman yet. So let me put this up here so we can see it. I have this already done with dimensionals on the back. And we're going to need glue dots for the snowman. So I have some of those. Okay, put that up there. And I put dimensionals on the back of this. And we're just going to, I'll go ahead and do that since it's out. We're going to center this on our Tranquil Tide piece. So that piece is done. And we'll go ahead and color our snowman. I use several dimensionals. For his hat, I used dark real red and colored the main part of his hat with that. And then I colored the stripes, every other stripe on his scarf. There's not much coloring on this little guy. Now you can color it before you cut it out or after. I just colored it after, obviously. And then I used, this is dark Call Me Clover. I colored the little polka dots on his hat, and then the other stripes on his scarf. I didn't do any shading with this because it really wasn't necessary. And then I colored colored his carrot nose with dark pumpkin pie. Carrots are pretty orange, so I thought that would look good. And then I colored his little stick arms with dark soft suede. And his legs down here. He looks like a happy snowman. He'll be happy until the snow melts anyways. This is a light crumb cake, and I went ahead and colored his boots with that because I thought they needed some color. Didn't like him just white, and I didn't want him black. There. And then I colored his little buttons on the front of him that is looks like coal. I just colored those in with black. This is dark basic black. And then I took Pool Party. This is light Pool Party. And did a little bit of shading kind of around. You can shade wherever you think. I just did a little bit on him under here, around there, and then on his body, just like that. Not very much. And then I took the color lifter and kind of blended this to make it so it's not quite so dark. Just wanted it blended into his body, and I avoided those black coal buttons because I didn't want those to get lighter. So I just kind of did that. And that's all the coloring. So we'll set him aside with our tree. Oh, I put some dimensionals on the back of him. Let's put a large one on his head, and then I put a small one right here somewhere. I think I cut it in half because I didn't want it to show. I put one there, and that's the only place I put it, I guess. I'll put the other half right there. Okay. So we'll set him aside for now. Okay, our card base is Sahara sand, and I'll have all the dimensions. I'll zoom in on them when we're done with the card. Okay, so the first thing I did was took our Tranquil Tide, and I just cut the center out of this. You can do it however you want. If you want to use a whole piece of cardstock and not cut the center out, that's okay too. Let me see if I can get glue out of this. I have to refill my bottle. Oops. Just along the edge. Centered it. Then I took our piece of Designer Series paper, and this came from Joyous Noel, and I glued it down. It seems like every time I try to show you my gluing, all you can see is my hands, so I kind of go off camera and glue it. And I just kind of centered that right there. Just like that. Okay, then I took a piece of our sparkle glimmer paper, and I just made sure it was the same size. I didn't want to get it bigger. It's a tight fit. Looks like I need to trim just a hair off the edge. Not much. So the trim just a thin. I don't want to trim too much because I don't want it to be shorter than this piece. Put the lid on this before it dries up. This glue that I use actually dries clear, but it dries pretty quickly. Okay. Then what I want to do next, I snipped right here. And then I turned it over and started tearing it from the back, because you don't want your little rough edges to show through on the front. You just kind of tear to get your little snow mounds like that. And then we're just going to glue that right on like that. Let's see if I can do this over here without too much trouble. Okay. Let's look at this spot. I'm going to make sure I get plenty of glue on there or it's not going to stick. Okay. You try to get the edges even all around. Make sure that these two edges cover up that Designer Series paper. Just like that. And you got your snow done. Okay. Then I took my tree and I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on the bottom. One at the very base of the trunk, and then one kind of a little higher up. So it has at least two on there. Keep it from sticking to you. It seems like the glue dots stick best to the glimmer paper, the shimmer paper, or whatever you want to call it. So, but I didn't want the tree to be flat against our snowy sky, so. Okay. Then I just put this over here, kind of close to the edge, like so. Then I took the snowman and I put a glue dot on each boot, and then put one right here, and then one in the center. And I don't think looks like I put one under that, but I was worried about it showing. Maybe I can find a small one on here. This one looks, yeah, that one looks pretty small. I have some mini, really teeny tiny glue dots too that you could use, but that one looks like it was small enough. Okay, and you take off your dimensional cover things. And then I kind of just glued him kind of down a little bit, kind of at an angle, so it looks like he's just jumping for joy. There. And then I put glue dots on this to glue it on here because glue doesn't stick very well to that. So I did one on each end. And one in the center. There. And then I just centered this at the bottom of the card, like so. Make sure we're not crooked. And that's the outside of the card. Okay, and then for the inside, this piece right here on the front came from inside here. And if you want to know where I got the rectangle dies for this, if you look at some of my previous videos, I tell you where those came from. Maybe one of these days Stampin' Up! Will sell some, because they're really handy. I really like them. It's easier than trying to cut the center out of the card. Okay, and then you put your Tranquil Tide on there. And I always pre-cut, pre-stamp, pre-emboss, because if I make these videos too long, it takes all night to upload them. I don't know why. I upgraded my internet and it still takes a long time, so I don't think everybody needs to see how I cut things out with my Big Shot. And then we're just going to glue this on here. I stamped this with Tranquil Tide ink, and I stamped this with soft suede, and I think I stamped this with maybe crumb cake, I think. Yes, that's crumb cake. And you just glue it on. And then your card is completed. And there's your card. And then I stamped the little swirl with the crumb cake on the envelopes. You can order from me at my website. If you're interested in signing up as a demonstrator, you can email me and we can work on getting you signed up. I'm still working on my blog. Here's the instructions. Let me see if I can zoom in on this for you. These are all the supplies I used. There's quite a few. I'm going to get those all in. There. So there's the list of supplies. You have a really good day. And please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm new at this and I'm having fun. Thank you for watching, and you have an excellent day.